ahead and use things. What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again. Good!
Well, I'll tell you, nobody handles garbage better than we do.
You don't remember?
For you, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. What are you smiling about?
Dude, I almost had you.
Left cheek! Left cheek! Left cheek!
Hey guys, welcome to my next review. This is the FansToys FT-39 Jabber. This is the FansToys version of a Transformers masterpiece Blurr. And this is the 2025 reissue. I've been highly anticipating getting this figure. So let's get started with the unboxing. So first we will cut this tape on the bag and get the bag off. And then we'll take a look at the box and then we'll go from there. Get that out of the way. All right, so here is the artwork on the front of the box. And then FT-39 FansToys 2025. Here's the side, just says Jabber. Here's the top, that artwork in the alt mode, Jabber on the other side, car mode on the bottom. And then here is the back side of the box, cross sell with some of the other FansToys 86 movie figures. And then there is a bit of a bio on the back of the box. And if you want to read it, just take a picture. So yeah, let's cut the tape. Camera down a little bit. But yeah, like I was saying, so this figure, it hit crazy on the secondary market, and I was just kind of waiting to get it. It was never a priority. I would get other things, just because he was so expensive. And then they did this reissue. It's not as cheap as he was his original go around, but still a lot better than what the secondary market was going for. And this was the last, was this the last Autobot I needed for the 86 movie, the characters that were introduced in the 86 movie. So here is his card, and it's that plastic cardstock And it's got the bio and his tech specs on the back. And then here's a look at its instructions. And yeah, decent looking instructions. So we'll put that away, and we will cut the tape on the styrofoam. Looks like this side up, maybe. I'm not sure what if this comes in alt mode or if this comes in robot mode. Typically, FansToys come in robot mode, so. Alright, so let's, I'm gonna tilt this down a little bit more to kind of get the reveal. Shut the table off and then. Robot mode. Oh, so beautiful. So that's the other thing with Blurr. There's only really one other masterpiece option for Blurr, and it's by Unique Toys. And Unique Toys, it's a little bit more stylized. The car mode looks good. The robot mode looks a little bit strange. So pull out his Target Master. So if everybody remembers, the original G1 toy was a Target Master, so that's why he has that. But he never really had the Target Master in the animated series or in the movie. Let's get his blaster out. Looks like there's an extra face sculpt that I can't get out. I fell too far down. I didn't get to figure out. I might have to wipe it down. It looks like there's a bunch of oil on it. Yeah, there is a bunch of oil on it. But this is how he comes out of the box, and I don't think this is the final. It looks like his heel spurs aren't out, so you need to flip those out. And I am going to grab a paper towel. I'm going to cut away because there's oil on him. Get that wiped off. Alright, with the magic of editing, I have already converted him into alt mode just because I wanted to show all that off first and then go into transformation along with the accessories. So let's take a look at his alt mode. Now, Blurr is a futuristic Autobot hover car. So he has no wheels, so here's the bottom of him. Here's the top, the front, the sides. Pretty clean figure. Transformation's not too bad. We'll see how it is behind the camera, because turning it in alt mode, I did it, you know, not behind the camera. So let's see. He does have some alternate things you can do in alt mode, car mode. He has a, it's in this bag. He has an alternate windshield. And it's kind of like a clear, smoky look to it. But I prefer the one that's on there. So all you got to do is take out 2 screws and pull that off and put the clear one on. But I prefer the that look. It's more toon aesthetic. And then he comes with 2 blasters that can store on his in car mode, hover car mode. This is the toy inspired blaster. It just tabs under like that. Looks silly, but it's weapon storage. And then his other rifle slash blaster is, this is more animated, accurate. So you just collapse that handle down, bring this handle out, and it tabs in the same spot as the other one. So that's how it looks, kind of. breaks the mold of the look. But and then for, let's see, the last bit, he has his Target Master Haywire, and he's a decent little figure. So his head's on a, is it just a pin? It don't feel like a ball joint. That's all it does is rotate 360. His shoulders are on a ball joint, so you can get the arms up to here. Elbows on a ball joint. He has double jointed elbows for this little guy. If you tilt the barrel back up, you can do a waist rotation. And then he has ball joint hips, so you can do splits out to here, all the way forward. No rotation, as you can see, it just pops off the ball joint. He has a double jointed knee, and that just popped out of the ball joint again. His knee's a ball joint as well. And then there is the ankle's at a ball, so you can get an ankle tilt about that far. You can tilt forward, tilt back a little bit. So yeah, a lot of articulation in this little guy. So like I said, this is his Target Master. So let's see, before we transform Blurr, we'll transform him. And then is what you need to do is fold both arms back, bring his torso up, bring the barrel up. These rotate back like that, yeah, I think. And then rotate at the waist. And then, oh wait, not rotate at his waist, rotate at his knees. And then plug the legs together. And then they collapse back. And they don't really pin, they just kind of fold back. And then you bring the handle down. And here is his Target Master mode. Now the Target Master can store under Blurr as well, or whatever, for weapon storage. Same thing, you fold the handle down and plug it in. Maybe it doesn't want to plug in. There you go. So that's how it looks. None of them look good plugged in. So yeah, so that is all of his accessories. We can go over in alt mode. So let's do a little comparison shot. So here he is next to Blue Streak. Big size difference. Well, lengthwise. Width, not too bad. And Blurr does have a little bit wide hips where the thrusters are. So yeah, that's all for alt mode. So let's go for transformation.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
To Radio Prime for reinforcements.
What about me, Magnus? What about me? I can help. I want to help. What about me?
Blurr, you can help me alert the others.
Absolutely, positively, definitely. Nobody can get the job done faster than I can. Nobody. We've got Decepticons at the gates, Decepticons in the air, Decepticons inside the walls, Decepticons. If we beat them off the walls, then they're still in the air. If we shoot them out of the air, then they're still at the gates. So where does that leave us? Nowhere, that's where.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right, so this, like I said earlier, this transformation it's not the easiest, but here, let's slide this back, give you some more room. Tilt the camera down a little bit. All right, so first thing we want to do is flip him over on the other side, flip his waist piece, spin that around, tab it in. And then next we are untabbing these bits, these gray bits, there's one on each side. And then we're gonna go and open up these flaps. Oh, let's put his feet down. That one's stuck on, there we go. Open these flaps, and these are on a slider, and you need to slide those up. should be able to flip these down, these blue pieces down, and then pop this down. There. And then that looks right. Alright, so now that we got that done, alright, so that was one of the most challenging things on putting them into alt mode, was just this bit. It was just a pain in the ass to finish. So next thing we're going to do is where this is pretty much where he just blows up. You want to undo his little fin, and this was one of the challenging things to kind of do, was work his arms around this piece right here. But I'm going to say probably putting it back into robot mode is going to be a little bit more simpler. But you want to fold that down and kind of get it out of the way. And then, so now you got his arm untabbed, so you want to do the next side. It does not want to come untabbed. I will have to say, I don't get scared with FansToys. If this was like X-Transbots, I would be scared to death twerking this thing like I am. It's crazy how the first arm just came loose. Not a problem. This arm does not want to give. Hold on one second. All right, I did that off camera. I had to get a spudger, but as soon as I wedged a spudger in there, it kind of just popped. So now we can put that back down, and then this can all come up. And like I said, he blows up. So next, let's see. Let's work on his arms. Back the camera up a little bit. So this opens up like that. This piece folds down, tab in, tabs in like that. The arms fold down, and that folds like that. And then, so is what you want to do next is this piece comes out of his arm, and his arm accordions into itself. And then that closes back up. And that's one arm. So do the other arm the same way. We're going to untab this bit, and then it folds down, and then it tabs in to itself like that. The rest of the arm unfolds, collapse together, and then same thing on this side. We want to pull this out, pull the light blue flap, and then accordion his arm, internal arm bits back into his arm, and then close that back up. So now you should have his arms looking something like that. So now the next thing we want to do, we want to lift that up, lift his console up, and then we're going to start to rotate his head around. Rotate his head. Oh, and his arms slide out. Hold on. All right, I am trying to do these and more with less cuts, but good Lord, I just had a sneezing fit. All right, so before we flip the head out, first we want to take care of the nose cone. So we pop that off, and then this tab that was in, you want to flip that tab in. And then as what we do now is the body is on like a rotation. Are we doing that the actual rotation? No, so it has a rotation joint, and then it rotates as well. It has its own like little hinge that it rotates on. That's what we need to rotate around. Kind of finagle that nose cone down. So now we rotated the waist. And then this collapses in itself, and just kind of get that out of the way for now. Oh wait, it rotates. All right, so let's get the torso and the head fixed. So next you want to fold these gap fillers up and in. And then the nose cone should collapse itself, and then as you can kind of see, there's a post and a hole, and that goes in like that. So now we want to rotate the head around. So we need to give it as much as clearance as possible, because you have to be careful, because you can ding up his little thing on his head. Make sure these arm, shoulders parts are spread out all the way. And bring this around. I'm already rubbing that up. Is that giving me more clearance? Actually, I'm going to unpin this because that's what it's running into. Here we go. It's still that last bit. Oh, there we go. Wow, that's annoying. Yeah, be careful when flipping him around like that, or you'll scratch up that bit on his head. All right, so now we got that collapsed in. Fold that down. Get his arms up, so you can see that folds up like that. And then we need to get this tab out because it'll tab in. Make sure we got everything. Something's not collapsing right. You can rotate the waist. So the head tabs in like that, but something's I've done something. There we go. It's just about finagling these bits right here, and then all that's tabbed in. So there. And then you just kind of gotta tab the head in. There's a slot right there. So yeah, so there's his upper body done. All right, that was a chore. Let's see, what do we do here? All right, so the first thing you want to do is there's like a T tab piece here. So make sure you undo that because you don't want to separate anything till then. So you want to, his front of the legs will kind of shimmy down, and then that will allow you to start collapsing these bits and form the leg. So push this thigh piece in. 1 second. All right, so here's how, let's see, let's get this leg finished. So is what you want to do, this little tab right here, fold that. Oh wait, I got it upside down. Fold that flush. And all right, so next thing we want to do, we want to flip this piece. First we gotta flip this up first. And it goes like that. Like that. And then this collapses a weird way. Kind of, you gotta finagle it. And then it snaps in like that. That's easier than what I expected. And then this piece should just tab right into that hole right there. And it does not look right. It should be more flush. It felt like it went in there though. There we go. I think that's there. And then that taps in like that. And then flip the heel spur out. Alright, so same thing with the other leg. So let's see, let's get that tab done. And then like you still gotta shift the leg down, the shin down. Put that thigh piece in. Rotate this bit around. Oh, wait, do this first. This little darker blue piece and the lighter blue piece. Alright, so now you should be able to rotate this in and around. Just about manipulating it, and that should be good. Tab that in. Hold on, the little wing thing is backwards. Let's rotate that around, then tab that in. Tab this gray piece in, flip out the heel spur. The torso kind of came undone a little bit, but that should be everything for robot mode. So yeah, it's not the easiest transformation. It's got a little challenge to it, but not too bad. Not as bad as that X-Transbot's first aid that I did recently. Good lord, that thing was a pain in the butt. But yeah, so that's Blurr and robot mode. And one thing I don't like how his head, this bit does not tab in or does not stay secure. So when you're manipulating the head, that kind of pulls up.
The Transformers will return after these messages. And more Autobots join Optimus Prime. Cup
Reminds me of the battle on Beta 4.
Hot Rod.
Watch my smoke.
Blurr.
Now you see me, now you don't.
And these are the new Decepticons, the evil Cyclonus.
I'm spoiling for a fight.
And Scourge.
No one escapes the Swedes.
But soon, a new Autobot leader will arrive, introducing Rodimus Prime. No one can take on the Decepticons like Rodimus Prime.
Transformers!
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Back on Cybertron, the Autobots have created 3 new warriors. Cup, experienced in battle. Blurr, he's fast. Hot Rod, he really lives up to his name. The Decepticons' days are numbered. Robots in disguise from Hasbro.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right, so let's take a close-up look at this guy. So here's that head sculpt. Nice looking head sculpt. And here's the front of him. Here's the back of him. Really good, clean. If anybody remembers the Hasbro Blurr, his arms were just had these. It was just huge on the back of his arms. It was not fun whatsoever. All right, so let's see. Let's go over articulation. So his head is on a ball joint. It can go side to side like that. It can go up that far, down that far, and then it, like I said, it's on a ball joint, so it can do a full 360 rotation. Shoulders, that's the furthest it can go up. 360 rotation. Does he have a bicep swivel? Yeah, he does have a bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. Let's see, he has a wrist swivel, and all of his fingers are on one hinge. No articulation on the thumb. Waist rotation. No ab crunch. Oh, that's why it's coming undone. I did not get that tab. There we go. Tapped in. Next are the legs. They can do more than the splits. Go up this far. If you move his waist piece up, it can go all the way up here. I can go back to here. Does this move up? Yeah, it moves up, so you can get it back to here. Thigh rotation. Double jointed knees. It can kick his own ass. Does Transformers have asses? And not much of an ankle pivot. That's it. I'm surprised. Toe down, heel can go up. And yeah, that's about it for articulation. Really nice ratchets in there. Really solid. None in the arms, but the waist and the thighs. Definitely matters in the thighs. I think that helps the stability. So let's go over his accessories. So like we saw earlier in robot mode, he comes with 2 blasters. Now this is the toy blaster. So, and typical of most Masterpiece, tab on the gun, the blaster, whatever you want to call it, and peg in the hand, so he can wield his blaster. He can also wield his other blaster. You just got to flip down the right handle. And here is his tune accurate blaster. And you can do a wield. And one more blaster. He does have his Target Master. Same concept. Tab. So yeah. There's his blasters. Let's see. And one other accessory he comes with is an alternate face sculpt. I forgot to take it out of the bag. Let's see if we can get this bag open and get a good look at it. Go, come on. So here's this alternate face sculpt with a look of dread. I think I'll stick with the stoic face that came on him. Don't really care for that. So let's see. I only have one other Blurr to compare him with, and it's the original Studio Series Blurr. Here they are side by side. Well, and this is what I was complaining about, that underarm. Look at that. That's... And then that's what it looks like from the front. So, definite upgrade from what I had. Because this was just a placeholder until I finally got a Masterpiece version of Blurr. So one more comparison. I have to do a pause. And here is Blurr with the rest of the 86 movie cast, or at least the ones that are introduced to the movie. That is FansToys Ultra Magnus, X-Transbots Springer, X-Transbots Cup, X-Transbots Wheelie, and the hot rod is the MP, the Masterpiece, the official Takara, along with RC is the official Takara. So yeah, I'm happy to finally have all the Autobots, or the debut Autobots from Transformers the movie. So let's end with final thoughts. All right, so here are my final thoughts on the FansToys FT-39 Jabber, their Masterpiece version of a Autobot Blurr. Well, I'm happy to add this guy to my collection, but he is not a perfect figure. There are some limitations in his articulation. An ab crunch would have been nice, and then a little bit more in the shoulders, and then the ankles. There's not much ankle tilt on this guy, but this is probably the best Masterpiece Blurr we have out there. And aesthetically, this is what I'm looking for. I want that G1 Toon accurate look, and this one has it looks the best. I mean, panelly, it's not very panelly. The transformation is a little bit difficult, but not as bad as I've heard. But yeah, I would recommend this if you're building a G1 Masterpiece shelf. He is definitely the one you want for the 86 movie cast. Another thing he's got going for him, if you like it, is the die cast. He's a hefty dude. Like in a lot of his internal parts where you would see stress if it was plastic, it's FansToys put them in die cast. And I think that's going to help the longevity of this character, this toy. So yeah, like I said, I'd highly recommend, because the only other offering is Unique Toys. It's a good price, but it just doesn't look the part. So yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for watching. If you could, like, subscribe, share this video, comment, tell me how much I suck. I'll take anything. No diggity, no ditty. Also, if you could, look me up on all the other social medias. I am on Instagram, TikTok, X. I have my own Facebook page. It's all up Talib1980_collects. I post news daily. Typically, it's a lot of third parties Transformer stuff. It seems to be they seem to be real busy right about now. But yeah, look me up on those. Give me a follow. But that's all I have for this. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Take care and peace.